We can and we must get back that leadership. It is essential for our long-term financial well in this country. So let me announce some of the other things. In industrial energy efficiency, why do we want industrial energy efficiency? Well, if we expect energy prices will increase in the future, so the more we can produce products with higher efficiency means the more, first, less cost for those products in general, but the more competitive they will be on a global market. And so we are investing in technologies that perhaps could not get an initial start, so that we can have very energy efficient things. One example is this new process in wood chips into paper that can reduce energy by 40% and chemical use by 50%. These are big deal numbers, and it's something very important, again, for our future competitiveness. So the momentum started to recover, but it has to be continued. We have to achieve long-term energy goals, and we need large-scale deployment of technology. So how does one do that? Well, technology development requires investment, serious investments in capital. Investment flows towards opportunities in the fund. And so what we need to do is create those market opportunities through policies that actually tilt those investment flows in a direction where we can, again, recapture and maintain at least in other areas and sectors of high technology manufacturing. So what are examples of investment policies? Well, in Germany, they have the carbon cap, the advanced renewable electricity standards. In Spain, they have a carbon cap, national efficiency targets of 18 years. In China, and this is the relative amount of Germany, Spain, China per $1,000 of GDP. China is leading the list here in renewable electricity standards through the tax incentives. So where's the United States? Over here. Okay. So it's no small wonder that we might be falling behind. Look at what happened in wind installations in the United States. It overall is a good story, except for one thing. Those little red bars are years without a production tax credit. You notice it goes on again, off again, on again, off again, into the recycling. It might be a coincidence, it might be recycling, or might not. In any case, you don't create a sustained industry by going on again, off again. The thing that will sustain the investment are something that's a 10-year, 15-year cycle. Europe has to learn how to do this, and we have to learn how to do this. Now, this wind industry started very slow because it's not going off again. But in 2005, we looked at the domestic content of the wind material. It was estimated by there were 3 studies out there, roughly 60-25% domestic content. Now the domestic content is over roughly 50%, a little bit of a change. Including installation costs, it's 60%. The way you increase domestic content, there are many ways. First, you encourage people to bring domestic content. But of course, another driver is the fact that manufacturers, even if it's a foreign manufacturer, like a Mason from Europe and Spain, if they set up a manufacturing facility in the United States, they also want local supply chains. They don't want to be susceptible to currency fluctuations. And so, in a large part, it's in their best interest also to have local supply chains. But we, of course, want to encourage that. A Berkeley Lab report on the Recovery Act Renewable Energy Program has said, and this is where this report actually outlines the estimates for the wind content, domestic wind content. It says that that program may have helped directly motivate as much as 2,400 megawatts of wind power capacity to be built that would otherwise not have come online in 2009, creating more than 50,000 jobs. And that is the reference. So this is a very good example of some of the successes of the Recovery Act program. But we need all of these things. We need feed-in tariffs, we need renewable portfolio standards, we need clean fuel standards, we need higher mileage efficiency in our cars. But one of the things we also need is a policy that puts a cap on carbon, and instead of following the usual trajectory, it's going to say we're going to ratchet down the cap. Why is this so important of all the other things? Well, let me push it. For instance, suppose you ran a utility company and you have an aging coal plant that's nearing the end of the life, and you're faced with a decision, and you can build a new conventional coal plant. This will last 50, 60 years. These are now multi-billion-dollar investments. But if you knew there might be a price on carbon and the amount of carbon permitted to ratchet down over the next half century, because this thing will be used over a half century, you would have to sharpen your pencil and decide whether to build a conventional coal plant, knowing that there will be a price on carbon and it could ratchet up, or you build a new nuclear plant, or do a wind plant, or do I push energy efficiency and build no plant, or do I build a coal plant with carbon capture and sequestration, or a gas plant, and so on. You're investing for a 16-year period. You have to make those decisions, and so it's a long-term plan that gives you certainty to investment community, and gives certainty to utilities. So what do we do now? Everything's on hold. So you put a Band-Aid on your old coal plant and you limp along. While you limp along, other countries are racing forward and building higher efficiency plants that incorporate new technology. And in fact, I was talking with a CEO of Southern just the other day, and they are getting a little squeamish about a gasification coal plant that will allow them to capture carbon. It will be the first commercial scale gas plant to capture carbon dioxide. It's a gasification of coal. It will be the first commercial scale IGCC plant that will capture the majority of the carbon. Southern licensed the intellectual property for that plant to China. China is building one. And I said, well, here's the problem. China builds a plant. China operates a plant. They learn very important lessons in the operation of the plant, and so they can develop and improve on that technology. And that's being done in China. But they're saying, well, the rate commission is really squeamish about this. The initial costs are too high, and we'll stay. So this is yet another reason of what we're doing. So, again, let me repeat, the cost of oil and other forms of energy, I believe, will rise in the coming decades. I think the risks of climate change are becoming increasingly apparent. We will live in a carbon-constrained world. And so, China and the European countries see this economic opportunity, the opportunity to lead in what essentially has to be this new industrial revolution, and it will be aggressive. Because if they develop these products at home, these factories and power plants and everything at home, they know they can export as well. So, now, I still think the United States has the best research, development, and innovation ability in the world. As long as we set the government policies correctly, U.S. labor, U.S. companies, U.S. research and development organizations, universities, national laboratories will respond. And if we do all these things, we will produce that. We will be making and producing that stuff that the rest of the world will need. But time is running out, and trains leaving the station.